All right, we're going to begin to talk about inheritance in Java. Inheritance, like in the real world, just means that the classes that are born from or that derive from superclasses, we call them, or parent classes, inherit all of the abilities of the parent class. So let's create a new package called inheritance or whatever. Or main2, or inheritance. Let's just do that. Inheritance. And inside inheritance, we're going to create a runner class called inheritance runner or something like this in runner. Sweet. We'll also create another class of objects called, we're going to do animal. Animal is often used to explain inheritance polymorphism, it's called, because it kind of makes sense to us. We know how animals are grouped together. Public static void main. So this is just going to be in the runner class so that we can play around with our animals. Now head over into the animal class, and we're going to give our animal a couple of fields. We're going to give it a private string called name, and we're going to give it a private int called numLives. We're going to give it boolean called isAggressive, private boolean called isAggressive or isAggro. Let's do that just to make it easy to type. We'll give it a constructor, a generic one, so public animal, and then remembering the constructor, you need to give initial values to each field, so generic animal, and then the numLives, well, we're going to say the basic number of lives is 1, and we're going to say that all animals are not aggressive by default. They're nice. So then let's give it a little bit more specific constructor that takes in a name, an int numLives, and a boolean called isAggro. And let's use those values. So when you have two things that are the same name, but that are actually different variables, so how do you specify? If we just said, okay, we want to catch whatever comes over in name, you need to look at this. So the program gives preference to the most recently created variable. So it assumes that unless it's told otherwise, Java assumes that both of these names reference this name because it's created inside the most restrictive braces. It's what's called a local variable. But if we want to say, okay, no, I mean catch the value that's passed over in the variable name in our field called name, we have to specify it. And so we use a keyword to say, no, this is the object's variable called name. This is whichever object was created of this type, it's that one's object, it's mine. And the keyword is this. So if you type this.name equals name, what it does is it tells the compiler, okay, this is my instance variable, my container called name, and I would like you to take whatever's in the local variable called name and just store it in mine permanently. And so we'll do that in this other one too. This.numLives equals numLives, and this.isAggro equals isAggro. And this should be a nice, more specific constructor. So I think that's enough for this video.